Good morning. How is everybody? Can you hear me? All right. Welcome, welcome. Great to have you guys in here. Awesome. How is everybody doing today? Good morning. I'm good. I'm very good. Thank you. Yes, I'm just getting, I don't know, I'm just still kind of waking up here. um, had a lot of meetings and stuff before this. So, you think one would think I would be awake, but I'm still a little dragging here. So, yes, I'm feeling better. Thank you. Good morning. All right. So let's get started here. We met yesterday for the first time in lecture, and now we're meeting the second time for this week. So hopefully I can give you some great information for you guys to start your assessment. I think you'll have fun with it. We're going to be doing we're going to be playing around with templates for creating infographics. So it'll be a really interesting process, I think, and you'll gain a lot from it for your discussion this week. Next week, we'll be creating one from scratch. So I think, you'll get a lot of inspiration maybe from this template that you can apply going forwards. So, all right. So I didn't know if you guys checked it out yet, but I did post 2 announcements. The template, the optional template that you guys can use for your strategy for assignment 1. So if you have not checked that out as of yet, I'll show you where it's at here. You saw it? Okay, good. So it's in here. It's up to you if you want to use it or not. The optional template here. Go ahead and download it. It's an InDesign file. Okay, good. So you can use that. If not, no big deal. That's for you guys. I have not received. Yes, it's a good start. Good. I have not received the Learning Coach flyers yet for this class, but I will post that into announcements as soon as I receive them. That's if you need extra help. We have a Learning Coach assigned to every class, so I will post that to announcements. Hopefully, I'll inquire about that today, but I noticed that's not in there, so it should be. Okay, good. So definitely, that can save you time. And if you have not listened to the lecture from yesterday and you weren't in here, listen to it for some great important information. I usually do a step-by-step demo of everything that we do. So it will help you if you have questions. I think it should, answer a lot of those before reaching out to me. Definitely listen to that recording. Do you guys have any questions or anything before we go forward? Okay, very, very good. You guys are easy. Who's ready for Halloween this week? Yay! Oh, great. I'm glad. Let me pull up let me see if I have an image of my daughter on Halloween before we go forward here. It's always kind of neat to see what, your instructors are doing in the real life here. My daughter and I just carved our first pumpkin recently. Let me see if I could draw those pictures up here so you guys can check them out here. She's 5, and she said, "Mommy, I'm going to design the pumpkin," and she took a little marker to it and designed what kind of face that she wanted, and I carved it. So it's pretty cool. So I'm going to show you that in a second here. My kids chose masks instead of full costumes. Oh, okay. There you go. Oh, happy birthday to your son. He'll be 8. Yes, that's awesome. I think that's such a great age. All right, so let me get that picture up here. My daughter, we went to an event last weekend. So this picture is from last weekend. I'll grab this off of my Facebook page here. It's kind of cool. She was a lion. So she's 5. And for the past 3 years in a row, she was a lion. Okay. Oh, okay. Wow. That's crazy, huh? So she was a lion for 3 years straight because she loved lions. Here's my daughter here on the right. She's finally wants to be something other than a lion. So this is her, and she wants to be a vampire. So we went to this real cute little, like, I don't know, it was at a park and it was raining, so we had to go inside, but they had all kinds of neat things like story time. But so I'm all excited because she's not a lion for the first time in 3 years, which I didn't care about, but it's kind of funny. And then here she is with her pumpkin. So proud. We carved last week. Oh, your daughter's 6, Katie. Okay. Just like my daughter. She's so happy and proud. So that's her. And she made me carve that big mouth in there. And then we actually stuck like skeletons inside. So that's not the final version. Thank you. Yeah. So it's kind of cool. So we're getting ready for Halloween. Actually, this is the first time I'm not going to have her for trick or treat ever. I had her the last 2 years. So I'm kind of sad about that. But at the same time, just one of those things you're going to have to ride along with. But no, you're good. It's good. It's good. So, it's one of those things, but she'll have fun. All right. Go back to, yeah. We live really close to each other and, we co-parent very well. So it's all good. Definitely. Yeah. So if I don't get to talk to you guys before that, have a great, happy Halloween. Enjoy it. I hope the weather, yeah, it's supposed to rain here. So exactly. Brandon. Yep. Very blessed. So happy Halloween. Get some great candy. Watch some really good spooky things. I think that's the one thing about my daughter that's awesome is she loves Halloween and she's not really afraid of a lot of things. So she's just like me in that regards. So we really have a lot of fun. Yeah, it's supposed to rain. I think it rained. Did it rain last year? It rained a little bit last year, but it wasn't too cold, so that was nice. Yeah. Never know. Well, it snowed a couple of times when I was little, so, it could be worse. Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah, usually boys, like the younger boys, get freaked out about a lot of Halloween stuff, which is kind of funny. But she is very, very brave. You had your first snow last night. You did? Where are you at? It's raining here until Thursday morning. Yuck. Nebraska. Okay. So, yeah. Yeah, I have a feeling it's coming soon here. I don't know. We'll see. Usually it's been shifting though. Like usually we don't get snow until, January, like the real, you know, uh, the good snow, I guess you should say. So I think it's shifting. I think our November is like our October. Georgia doesn't see any of that. Yep. I don't miss it. When I lived in Florida, I didn't miss it. So deep snow. Yep. Yep. Definitely not looking forward to that. I blew some leaves off the deck the other day and it's like, oh man, I want to put these back on the tree. I love fall, but I don't like what comes after. So first snow of the year. Wow. All right. Well, you guys stay warm for sure. It's that time of the year. And stay healthy too. Let me skip through here. Okay. So yesterday we went over your assignment 1, and you guys are basically coming up with a strategic plan. You guys should not be designing your infographics as of yet, as we stated. This will be part of your process steps. So you'll be coming up with a strategy and researching, and then week 2, you're going to be creating this infographic from your strategy. Oh, there you go. I got a wiener dog too. He's right here by my side, keeping me warm. That's so funny. A wolf dog. Yep. He's a little hot box. Yeah. Tino, my dog, thinks he's a wolf dog, but he's only 11 pounds of craziness. So a wolf dog. All right. So, just start thinking about how you're going to present and plan your design in a visual way. We kind of talked about this yesterday. So if you missed that, definitely think about um, listening to that lecture so you can see kind of the tips and tricks. Aids and tools that you can use. You can import text to InDesign, for example, from a Word doc, images of hand sketches. You can do sketches. You can download images for that as well, and start thinking about type of fonts that you want to use. And you could put that in there too. It could be kind of like a mood board. I was setting it up very, what I showed you yesterday was pretty dry. I was showing you the sketches, but I didn't show you how you can put like little color swatches in there. So feel free, if you want to do that, to add to that. It's kind of like a mood board of sorts to explore different fonts and colors and other things that you want to, that you're inspired by. Yep, exactly. The big dog syndrome. Yep. Yes. So, you can, think of it as a mood board too. And you can design that in InDesign in that way. It doesn't have to be what, my optional template's very, like I said, generic, but it's just for you guys to use maybe to save time. All right. So assessment 1, using a template. I'm going to kind of walk you through how I would approach this so you guys have a better understanding of what you can do. So let's go ahead and read the specs in your Canvas here of what you guys need to do for assessment 1. Did anybody get started with this yet? We got 9 people in here. That's great. Look at this. I think this is one of the most I've had as of yet in a lecture and for a while. So it's great to see everybody in here. Yay. That's great. Okay. So go ahead and read through the background. I will not bore you with reading word for word with the background, but just, it sets you up for your assessment. So things to think about when you're designing a template, and it's great to kind of, get that information before going right to the prompt. Just for time purposes, let's go right to the prompt. So for this assessment, I'm going to be your client. Think of me as your client. I want you to make an infographic on the use of visual data and infographics using a template of your choice. You're going to use the data presented in the discussion background, also listed below, so it's nicely, bulleted out here. You can download the Word file, which is a doc file, if you want to copy and paste it there too. I think it's the same thing here. Let's see. Oh, you can view it in here. Yes, so same information here. So if you want to copy and paste it there, from there, that's fine as well. Okay, so from the research you did in the discussion, find a template that works for the data and customize it to fit the purpose. You can find options here. So you can actually click on here. This is the same link that was given to you in discussions. So if you didn't get a chance to yet, peruse through here. And I would definitely, I would use the free sites because I don't want you guys to worry about paying for them. Some of them charge you, but you can definitely read through these and see which ones are, what their purposes are, their aesthetics, I should say. And you can kind of take a look at different templates and styles. I would keep it simple for this though. Like for instance, these are a little bit more extensive, but pick one that you think will best visualize the data given here in your assessment. Now, something to think about. There's a lot of percentages in here. Let's see, first 4 are pretty much percentages. A good thing to think about is maybe you want to show more pie chart type information for those. So you might want to look up something that has more of a pie chart look for the percentages. Okay, just to give you a heads up. All right, so you will need to include all the data in the infographic. Add a headline for the infographic. This will be your choice. Something that sums up what the viewer is about to see. And it can be very interesting and enticing too. Choose appropriate charts and or graphs to accurately relay the information. So you can use bar graphs too. Choose any icons or graphics appropriately to fit the content. Some things to keep in mind. So pick the appropriate data visualization for your information. How does the template fit with your message? So think about how appropriate it is. You might pick something that's kind of strange and may not fit well icon-wise for it. So it might make it more confusing. So make sure you're picking the more appropriate data visualization. Consider the takeaway first. What should the audience learn from the infographic? That's really what's important. You know, and you might want to, when you're designing this, when you're done, before you submit it, you might want to show somebody who's not, you know, you might, one of your family members, and have them take a look at it and see what they think. You'll get some really great, you should get some feedback from them that would help, say if they're confused by something that you may not have thought about. That's where you get that great feedback so you can make those changes. You can send it to me too, yeah. Send me an email, send me a PDF, that'd be great, or a link. Excuse me, guys, I'm still coming off of this head cold here. You're welcome. That's a chest cold, really. Okay, then you're going to create an engaging headline. Posing a question about your infographic will help to answer. I don't know, this is kind of written weird. Create an engaging headline. Proposing a question that your infographic will help to answer will immediately spark interest. That's how it's supposed to be said. Sorry, guys. So you can choose a question, you know, for your headline. And then, you know, it's kind of like a start of a thesis or something like that, where you're kind of answering it as you go forward in your visuals. Hierarchy. So give the most important information the most visual weight so that the viewers know what to take away. That's pretty much a given, right? And consider your font and color choices. Keep the palette simple and relevant. Oh, I got a picture of a wolf dog here. I gotta see this wolf dog. Oh yeah, it's a wolf dog. Definitely not my dog. Very cute though. Thanks for sharing. I'll have to show you my dog. He's probably like the size of his paw. Loki, I love that too. That's a great name. Okay, so when you're ready to submit, just make sure that you have all of these requirements complete. So depending on the surface you choose, you will be given different options in the files to save, most likely a JPEG, PNG, or PDF to export out as. If it does not offer any file download options, you may submit a link to the completed design or take a screenshot. Okay. You know what? It's up to you guys. JPEG, PNG, or PDF open up very easily. So whatever, you know, you have, I would rather do a file like that than a link, but you know, as long as the link works, I'm fine with whatever. Okay, so then you're going to submit it. If you have a file that's not a URL, you're going to submit it as, you know, save it out as this, and then you're going to provide a reference link to the template service you use. So you would just use like www. whatever the wherever you did the template in. You can definitely reference that. You're welcome. Excuse me. Any questions about any of that before we go forward here? So you can go ahead and copy this information. Okay. Now, this is just, you know, a headline for you guys to know that this is the statistics on visual data and infographics. You can change that. You can have a more enticing name, but it has to make sense for, as far as a headline, for this information. So I would definitely copy this when you're ready to go forward. All right, so when you click on this link here, peruse through, like I said, each and every one of these. You can click on them and, check out the different charts. Some may look a little different than others, and obviously some of them edit a little bit different too. The one that I kind of worked with Visme before. That's a good one. It's very simple. Let's see what other ones. PictoChart, I think I worked in that too. It's free before and it's pretty easy. Vintage, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Vengage, I don't know if I'm saying that right. But anyway, this is the one I chose to look at for this demo. So let me switch to that here real quick. So I kind of typed in that URL. I know sometimes I'm the worst with knowing what the heck, how to say it. Vengage, I don't know. You see it. So anyway, I go to this and into the site, and all of these will pretty much be set up the same way, where you have the templates and then probably a browse by where you can search different layouts. I just chose infographics. Now, it's kind of all broken down on this site. So they have informational, statistical, process, geographic. So it's all very, oh, okay. It's all very, fun data. That's another one you can kind of take a look at and peruse through here and just see, what you think that you would like to use for this. The rest of this information is probably not relevant, and it's different services. So, some of it you might not have to worry about looking at all. Just looking at the templates would be good. All right, here's geographic. So we are thinking about the region. So this might be something you might want to check out too. There's pie charts for this one. I mean, there's some really fun looking infographics in here. Here's statistical. So you guys were given a lot of percentage facts, so a lot of statistics there. So you might want to check out more of a statistical infographic, see what works. And you don't have to use all of this information. You can edit out a lot of stuff. So you don't, when you look at one of these, if you wanted to use, this one's pretty busy. Oh, okay. You can edit this, so you can take the barn out, you can change the colors. So thinking about that, it is editable to a point. Oops, I just lost that. Let me go back to that here. Okay. All right. So I actually picked out one, let's see, that I thought was, kind of like an easier, more simple one. And I picked this one here. Let's preview it first. I think it's very simple, and obviously the information in there needs to be changed, but it's not overwhelming, and it's showing statistics in there, like the percentages that I think would work well. So I would just need to change this to be appropriate for my purposes. So I'm going to hit create. And so you can view it before, and then typically in a template app, you can go ahead and create it in an editor setting. Yep. So now that I clicked create, you might have to sign up, by the way. I signed up already. It's free for the most part to get in here. But now I'm in editor mode, so I can go in and actually change the type in here. I can change the actual statistic, the pie chart information, anything, the color background. I can go ahead and make it what I want it to be. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is change out, let me zoom out here. There we go. I'm going to change out the headline. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this altogether. Oops. And I'm going to get rid of this little icon. See how I'm deleting that information? And I'm going to pull this over. So it's kind of cool. You can, I guess the pros of this is it's kind of easy to edit. You know, think about this stuff when you're answering your discussion too. Yeah, I say easy and now it's giving me problems, right? Okay. Just make sure, you know, you're paying attention to alignment. You know, even though it's a template, you still want to make sure the overall layout's going to work and is balanced. And you're paying attention to proximity and hierarchy. So I'm going to go ahead and just type in here the power of infographics. And I can go ahead and change the typeface if I want. So if I go over here, select it, and actually it comes up here on your assets on the top here. It gives me option for alignment. So I'm going to center this, I think. Oh, that must be my alignment of my text box. Looks like it. Okay, give me 1 second, you guys. Okay, I might have to put my dog here. I think somebody just came to the door. So bear with me. I might have to mute my mic. So this is where you can choose your alignment of your text. And, you know, it might be different in your site, but that's typically, you know, it should come up when you have the text tool selected. Whoops. And now I'm going to adjust the typeface weight. And this is the height of your, I guess this would be your leading. It says height. Yes. So this would be the spacing in between your letters here. It's a little different than what you're used to with the programs that you guys work in. So, you know, you kind of have to play around with it and experiment and see what is what. All right. So here I am with my infographic headline. Oops. And there should be an undo button here. There we go, so that you can undo it. It's always good to have here. Okay, let's go a little smaller so I can fit it in here. All right, you can change the color as well. I keep doing this. So you can go ahead and change the color of all of your elements. I guess this is the con where it's just like sticking to my text box here. The color up here is shown as a little eyedropper. So I can go in and actually choose a theme from which I chose that actual template from, or I can go into my color picker and choose the color in there as well. All right, I can delete certain information. So say if I don't want this, I can delete this. I can add in type. Okay, and I can move my, you know, I can move my elements around. Now I only need, there's 4 statistics that are given to you guys, so I only need 4 charts, pie charts. So I'm going to eliminate one of these altogether. And I'm going to select the 4 given in here. If I hold down the shift key, I'm selecting all of these elements together. Same thing for the text down here. It just makes it really easy. Let me see if I grabbed everything. Whoops. Sometimes you can kind of slide your cursor over too, just like you would in InDesign or Illustrator. And now you can see that I'm manipulating that whole section so that I can move it closer to the headline. Okay, So if I wanted to change the statistics in here to better match what was given to you guys in the text, in this editor, it's pretty easy. All you need to do is when I select that first chart, it has an actual edit chart button up here that appears. So if I hit edit chart, it's going to have another panel pop up. And here is where you can actually change this information based on the information that you have. Okay, so what I would do, and right here it's showing me 21% out of the 79, and it's giving me months. Mine, I want to show not 21%, I want to show 90%. So I'm going to put 90 here, and I'm going to put 10 here. So it equals 100. So 90% is what I'm showing for information transmitted to the brain, is visual, is what I'm showing here. Now, I can definitely rename these to be based on the statistics. So information transmitted, but this isn't going to show up in your chart anyway. It's just for you to see, when you edit this. Okay, when you're done, let's see here. I believe you can just click right off of it. There you go. And then of course you would have to change this to reflect that visual. So 90% would be added there. Same thing down here. We need to change this information. So I would just put what is given to you guys, information transmitted to the brain is visual. Okay. Does that make sense to you guys? Do you have any questions about that? So that's the first information statistic given to you guys right here. Okay. See what I mean about the charts? The pie chart's a little easier. I mean, you can do like a bar graph too, would be easy. Okay, good. So just go in here and change all of these to reflect the percentages. So here, this one's showing 19%, but I want it to show 40%. So I'm going to do 40 on the top cell here, and then I'm going to do 60 for the bottom cell. Did that change that? Here, let me see if that. 40 and 60. There we go. Just make sure it changes it. All right, and then in here, I'm just going to type in 40%. And then down here, I'm going to change this. Of course, it's not going to the font that I want here. People respond. To make it equal 100%. Yep. To visual information. Yep. And text. You're welcome. And because this, I'm going to spread this out just a little bit more here so it hopefully can pop up to the next line. There we go. Okay, the next one would be 84%, right? Yep, so you want to equal out whatever percentage you're showing here. Obviously, you want to equal it out to 100%, whatever you're trying to show here. So this would be 84, and then this would be 16. Okay. And then in here, you would put 84. Down here, this would be communications will be visual by 2018. And I'm going to just do a shift return to bump the by down there so we don't have a widow. The widow is like a one word on the last sentence, which is usually not good to have, so I want to change that. Okay, edit chart for this one. This needs to be 1%. Obviously this would be 99. So this would equal 100. Okay, and then 1% would be a lonely soul. Yep. Infographic design increases by 1% each day. And I'm going to spread this out just a little. Actually, you know what? I'm going to move this back over. Now I'm going to do a shift return right here. So we have all 3 lines stacked, so that would actually make sense. Okay. The only other information that we have missing currently is about the 13 million search results for infographic on Google. So that could be done in a way where you're just, maybe it's just, let's see. What's neat about this is I just clicked on text and look at all the different ways that I can put the text in here. Like for instance, right here, if I chose this one, it's going to give me a different look too. And I think I can make this smaller. Let me see. Yep. I just pull that corner in, makes it smaller. So then I can just change this information to reflect the information given. Let's see. So it says million search results. So I'm going to delete that and I'm going to just type in, oops, million search results. And I can go and change that because before that was bold. So I can make that bold and I can change the color again, if that's what I want. And then down here, I'm going to write for infographic on Google. And then, once you're done, I can make this bigger if that's too small to better fit in here. Okay. The other type is infographics are liked and shared on social media 3 times more than any other content. Let's see how I can do that. Is there any social media icons? Here's icons charts. Wonder if there's a social media option. I never really looked for that. Nope. Media. Okay, this is just showing regular. I was looking for apps. Here's icons. Let's take a look at this. Shapes, borders, shopping tools, technology. Some of these are pretty generic, but you can have fun with this. Just, pick things that you think are appropriate. Some of these you need to pay for if you want it, Here's brands and logos. Okay, let's go back to type here. This might be kind of cool. Has a little symbol there. Yeah, I was looking for the like symbol, but I can't find it. All right, so infographics are liked and shared on social media 3 times more than any other type of content. This might actually not work for this. Maybe just regular type would work for this. So let's go ahead and add this in here. Oh, this might actually not work. I'm just going to choose a simple. Simple. See, now you're kind of seeing the pros and cons of this, which is kind of interesting. So it's a little, you got to make it work for your design. Infographics. And you don't have to type this. I can actually go in here and let me grab this so I don't have to worry about spelling, I guess, right? Copy and paste it. And then I'm going to change the size. And I can change the font too, just to show you. You know, I could make this more, a little different than all the rest of the fonts in here, just to make it a little different. If I wanted to make it the same color, I can make, you know, this one a little bit bigger. So there's really some cool options that you can play around with. Oh, it's making just that one. I'll probably have to do it separate. Or liked. Let's see, or liked. Let me see if I can bump that down. Yeah, that might work a little bit better up here. Oops. There we go. Okay. And then just make sure you're aligning it to all of your other information. So I probably would say that's probably aligning it to the same baseline, maybe up a little bit more here, and then aligning it so that it's, you know, centered with all this other information. I'll probably pull this information up a little bit more. So we have a little bit more space in between these two sections, and maybe bring this down a little bit. So play around with, oops, not that. Your spacing in between your sections of information. Any questions about that? I think you guys will have a lot of fun with this. I think the hardest part will be choosing what you believe will be best for your poster. Okay. So when you're done, say, you know, this looks great. You got feedback from me and you got feedback from other people. It looks great and you're ready to share. There's different things up here. And now this could be based on the site too. It might be different on the one that you're working on. I can publish it. I can share it. I can download and I can resize. So if I wanted to publish this, it would probably just publish into, let me see here because I never actually. Oh, okay. It's going to publish kind of within your, you know, as far as you being a member, it's probably going to publish it. Oh, okay. This is what I'm saying. Okay, so if you were to say do a web page and you're working on a website, this is a link that you can copy, code link into your website so that this appears within your website. So that's what that means. Sorry, guys. Sometimes publishing can be different in different realms, but that's what that is. Okay, if you hit share, this is where you can share through social media. So you have your Pinterest, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. You need to upgrade for this, so obviously you can't do that unless you pay a fee. But what we're interested in is downloading. And here, again, you have to pay a fee. So this is a good one to show you guys because you might not have this option either. Like I don't have this option. So what can you do? Well, you can take a screenshot. Yep. So if you don't have the option as I don't, you're going to hit on a Mac Command-Shift-4 all together. It's going to make these crosshairs. Just, you know, try to frame it the best that you can all the way around, and then you're going to take a snapshot, take a screenshot. And this screenshot will appear on your desktop. So let me share my desktop here. And I apologize, my desktop's a little crazy here, but here it is, my desktop. You can click one time on it and rename this. So DES240 Assessment 1, first and last name. And then voila. Double click on it, take a look at it. You know, you can kind of make it big and small if you want. But this is what you can send to me. This is considered a JPEG. When you do a screenshot, it saves it into a JPEG file, which is perfectly fine. If you wanted to export this out, which you don't need to, but if you wanted to save it out as a PDF, all you would need to do is export as PDF. So that would export it as PDF. You can export it as a TIFF here too. There's a ping. I'm sorry, not a TIFF, a ping or a PDF or a JPEG, just so you can see those options. But basically, this is what you are going to upload. All right. And I'm thinking you can, it automatically saves it. So if I go into my designs, this design will always be in here as long as I signed in. So I can always go back to my designs. And I think I did this one a couple of times so you can see mine saved. So if you wanted to edit it again, you can go back and edit it. Oh, this is the older one that I did. So this is a little different than the one I showed you, but pretty much the same concept. I think you can change the background, like the color background here. So let's see, if I wanted something a little different, I could change the background color here. It's kind of cool, kind of cruise through. Obviously, I'd have to change this color too, but there's definitely some options there. Just make sure it all works, for the actual theme itself. Pretty easy though. What do you guys think? You excited about this? Did I explain it thoroughly enough? Seems easy. I think like I said, I think the hardest part is just figuring out which one you want to do. Yeah, let me show you. I think I have some examples of past student work too. Let's see. Assessment. Okay, so I'm going to open up some past student work so you guys get like an idea of what other people have done. I think sometimes that's good to see. Start thinking about how, like the headline that you want to use. Let's see, did I get all three? Okay. Somebody's chatting in here and I missed it. Hold on. Yep. Okay, so here are past student work these are from templates too, but you can get inspired by what other people have done. So here's a kind of a really nice one and a different size too. I think this works really well. And they chose a headline called The Age of Infographics. And look how they broke up the information down here, which I think it works really well. A little differently than what I did. So that's kind of cool. Here's another one. Now they just used that headline that was given. I would definitely shake it up a little bit if you can. But you can see they're using this linear type treatment here. Here's another one that is, yep, you like that within colors. Here's another one that's a little bit more vertical. And they're using the pie chart, they're using the verbiage, they're using a bar graph as well in here. There's another one. So you can see there's so many different variations that you can do. A line graph, yes, sorry, I said bar graph. Line graph, you're right. Here's another one. Kind of nice using the icons here. And here's another one, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if this really works because this is almost like a step-by-step type of an infographic, but definitely interesting. Let's see, I have more here. PDF, there we go. Yep. Nicely done with icons. Then there's this one. Just don't, make sure that the aesthetics aren't getting away of the information. You don't want to make it too crazy because you want to make sure, yeah, that you're able to view it as well very easily. Here's the last one here. So, seeing these, start formulating the template, start thinking about what you want to do. And while you're going through those changes and finding a template, think about the pros and cons of designing this for this reason. Yep. Think about the pros and cons. What did you experience when you are talking about your discussion this week? This is definitely going to help you formulate some opinions and your own perspective on the pros and cons of using a template. And then next week, we're going to be creating an infographic from scratch. So you're going to see that side of it as well. Okay, so as we wrap it up, because this is basically all I have for this today. If you guys have any questions, want to share anything at this point, this is when I would open it up to you guys. But just an FYI, next week, you guys are going to be, we're going to do a review, a little critique. We'll go over your discussion, your assignment, which is designing your infographic from scratch. And then I'll go over the assessment, which will be in week 2 on that Tuesday. Okay, does anybody have any questions or want to go over anything? Oh, you're welcome. Okay, somebody's asking me here, Lyric. So to be sure, I understand everything. The assignment is the rough draft for the infographic. Yeah, so assignment 1, oh, look at your doggy, so cute. Assignment 1 is just a strategic plan, part of your process steps for when you design your infographic from scratch in week 2. So it's completely different information that you're going to be creating this infographic from the assessment here. So it's completely 2 different projects. Yeah. I hear ya. My doggy's a pain too, for sure. He's a puppy. Let me see if I have a picture of my puppy I can share with you guys. Yeah, so I mean, I have fun with it. I think this is kind of the fun part of this assignment is just perusing through all of the options of a template, what would work best. But think about, what are the pros and cons about that? Oh, you have 3 dogs. There you go. See, we thought about bringing on another dog, and I said, you know what? I can't handle it. I can only do 1. My dog's crazy. All right, so let me see if I can bring up my dog here. He's cute. He's a cutie pie. Oh, my phone's ringing here. Sorry, guys. All right. Since everybody's sharing their doggies. Should have a picture of him in here somewhere. Some of them are kind of crazy. Oh, okay, here's a good picture. Let me grab this one. Okay, here's my little one. He's a little Chiweenie, and he's 11 pounds of craziness. His name's Tino. We got him last year for Christmas. Yeah. He's a cutie. And he's really good with my daughter, which is what, we wanted. Aww. Yeah, so he's kind of like the pet, was that Family Pet movie with the wiener dog in there? He looks just like him. I forget the name of that dog, but the Pets movie. Life of Pets. There you go. Which I haven't seen the latest one that just came out, which I went to. Life of Pets. Frank and Weenie. Yep. Yeah, he's cute. He keeps me busy, just like a kid. All right, guys. Well, enjoy your Halloween. Like I said, this weekend, enjoy your weekend. If you want me to review your work, go ahead and send me an email with your work, and I can give you some, hopefully some feedback to push it forward before you submit it, if you feel like it. And, if you have any questions, let me know. You're welcome. You guys too. Thank you for coming in, and I'll be seeing you on the discussion boards. Aw, thanks for sharing all your pictures too. All right, guys, have a good one.